today we're going to be talking about things that only parenthood taught me. Please stick around, it's going to be a good one. Hello world, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome to Meg's Minutes, and if it's not, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. I want to give a shout out to those parents out there, and I want to give a special shout out to any single parent out there. Trust me, I am in the same boat as you are, and I know it's not easy. All right, people, so let's jump right on in. So one of the first things that only parenthood taught me was extreme patience. Now, I was already a patient person before I had kids, but let me tell you something. Having a set of twins and then another one only 2 years after that, boy, oh boy, I tell you what, that means that I had 3 kids under the age of 3. And if you don't develop extreme patience when you have a situation like that, then you're just going to drive yourself crazy or the kids crazy. Anyway, moving on. Second thing that only parenthood taught me was that kids are super duper creative. Like, I already knew kids were creative before because I've, worked with kids in the past in different situations. But when you have your own, they can be like certain things just like blow your mind. I mean, of course, we have the little stuff like you give them a toy for Christmas and they don't even want to play with the toy. They want to play with the box that they done turned into a fort. But beyond just that, like, I have one twin who likes to create stuff all the time. And she decided she was going to create this ant trap. Why an ant trap? I have no clue. Like, I don't know what she was going to do with the ants. I don't know if she was like planning on building like a ant mound or something. I don't know. But she decided she was going to build an ant trap and cut up a bottle and use like a bunch of honey. And it was definitely creative, to say the least. Did she actually catch some ants? Well, at least she told me she caught some ants. But anyway, moving on to the third thing. The third thing that only parenthood actually taught me was that kids can find 20 million different ways to destroy things. And of course, that costs money. So destroying things, let me tell you what, if you feel how I feel, I'm like, how the heck did you even do that? For example, and we're not even talking about just little kids. My twins are about to be 12 years old tomorrow. And I get a text from one of my twins and she's like, Mommy, I broke this. I was like, how the heck did you break this? I look at the picture. The whole door handle to the pantry was completely broken off. And I'm like, how do you even do this? She's like, oh, I tripped over the stool. You broke an entire door handle tripping over a stool? I don't even understand how that works. And then she put it on backwards. I'm going to show you guys a picture. I'm going to insert it here so you guys can see the type of stuff that I deal with. At least my kids. I'm assuming that all kids tend to destroy everything, kind of like mine. But if not, then I guess my kids are just a little special. Okay, so the fourth thing that parenthood taught me was speed cleaning. So when somebody says that they're coming over, or even when they used to be down for a nap, when they used to take naps at young ages, I learned to speed clean the house in like 20 minutes. And it is definitely an amazing thing to have acquired thanks to having kids. The fifth thing that parenthood and only parenthood taught me was how to be more organized while simultaneously being less organized at the same time. I'm like, oh, I can organize this, and this. And then next thing I know, there's like stuff everywhere. Trust me, it is an ongoing struggle. Moving on to number 6. This one actually is definitely a good one. The sixth thing that only parenthood taught me was how to be a human lie detector. Boy, I tell you what, when I call them all out there because something is just not right, and I look at all three of them all at the same time and I start asking questions, investigating what the heck happened, boy, I tell you what.
The ones that are fidgety, the ones that have trouble explaining stuff, or they start stuttering and they don't have a stutter problem, or they start looking away like this.
Now I know who did it. That's actually something that I have actually carried into my teaching career, because since I have studied my own children about things that just little stuff that they lie about, I can actually tell when my students are lying. So, if I'm turned around and something has flown across the room and I just caught it out the corner of my eye, and I'm like, who did it? And nobody says anything, I actually have gotten pretty good at scanning the room to figure out who actually did it. So trust me, that human lie detector skill that I've learned from being a parent comes in handy. Moving on to the seventh thing. The seventh thing that I've learned that only parenthood taught me actually was that time is precious. And time flies, and it's like my kids have just grown up like that, and it's amazing just how fast time passes, and you think you have so much time, and we take so many things for granted, and in the blink of an eye it seems like life has just passed us by. So time is definitely precious. We don't want to waste it, and we don't want to take it for granted. The eighth thing I've learned is to actually be a little bit more precise with my language. So here's an example. Instead of saying, don't eat those cookies for snack, and next thing I know, I turn around and they have eaten an entire box of cereal, I say things like, don't eat anything for snack until I tell you to. So that incorporates the cookies, don't eat the dry ramen noodles, don't eat the whole bag of cereal, don't eat the whole pack of cheese. So I've definitely learned to be very, very precise in what I say when it comes to talking to my children. And of course, that is something that only parenthood taught me. 9. This is an interesting one. So parenthood taught me that silence is golden. Unless, of course, the kids are awake. Then silence is terrifying. I know I'm not the only one who you hear your kids in the background, but you kind of drown them out. And then a couple minutes go by and you don't hear them. It's like panic mode sets in, and you shoot straight to where they are to figure out what in the world they are doing. What in the world are they getting into? 10th and final thing that parenthood actually taught me. Parenthood taught me to celebrate the small victories. A lot of times we look at the big picture and we want to force things and we want things to move along at our pace. But the reality is it does not always happen that way. And this doesn't just apply to kids, it applies to life in general. And parenthood actually taught me to, I guess another way to put it is to stop and smell the roses. Celebrate those small victories, okay? Did they do their chores today without you having to tell them? Did they use the potty instead of wetting their diaper? Did they go to bed without kicking and screaming? I mean, celebrating those small victories helps to keep us happy and helps to keep our sanity. Anyway, please let me know if any of these resonate with you, or if you have any more to add. Those parents out there, please, please, please comment below anything that you've learned as a parent. I'd love to hear them. And if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos that are coming out soon. All right, peace.